All right, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to the channel. Got a whole bunch of good crypto news stuff for you. The first thing I want to talk about is Donald Trump is selling NFTs. So it was real. For a while, I kind of thought that it was just like some kind of AI or somebody was playing games. But no, for real, the former president of the United States said that there was a big announcement. And then when the big announcement came, it was NFT trading cards. So basically, you'd have to spend $99 and you'd get yourself an NFT. And then there was a whole bunch of prizes if you happen to be lucky enough to receive one of the NFTs that happened to be connected to a prize. You just had to check your code or whatever that you got. So it was like trading cards. You never know what you're going to get, apparently. So Donald Trump's collection of NFTs has sold out in a matter of hours, with the digital trading cards now worth more than $500,000. The former president was widely mocked for announcing he would be making a major announcement. It's going to be huge. And on Thursday, which later revealed out to be an NFT collection portraying him in guises such as a superhero, a cowboy, and an astronaut, which could be bought for $99. Despite this, the entire collection of 45,000 NFTs featuring Trump has been minted in around 12 hours. According to OpenSea data, with nearly 14,000 people purchasing one or more of the online tokens. As of early Friday morning, the total NFT Trump collection is valued around 460 Ethereum at $570,000, which I find surprising because, I mean, if you do the math, 45,000, let's just do that, 45,000 NFTs times $99 is $4,455,000, and they're only worth $570,000. So either they depreciated greatly, or something's going on here. It looks like Trump got a lot more money than they're worth. I don't know. Ahead of the launch of the NFTs, some predicted that Trump's major announcement could be him naming who his next running mate is going to be for 2024. Instead, Trump revealed that he has moved into the NFT game and urged his supporters to buy his Trump digital trading cards, which he described as very much like baseball cards, but hopefully much more exciting. Of course Trump would say that. That's a very Trump quote, but hopefully much more exciting, you know. Would make a great Christmas gift. Don't wait. They will be gone, I believe, very quickly, he wrote. So there's that. That's a thing. Let's go to the website and check it out just a little bit. So this is his announcement. I think this is well worth the time to view.
Hello, everyone. This is Donald Trump. Hopefully your favorite president of all time, better than Lincoln, better than Washington, with an important announcement to make. I'm doing my first official Donald J. Trump NFT collection right here and right now. They're called Trump Digital Trading Cards. These cards feature some of the really incredible artwork pertaining to my life and my career. It's been very exciting. You can collect your Trump digital cards.
I like this. I gotta pause it for just a second. You know, pertaining to my life and career, and there's some of him as an astronaut and a cowboy and stuff. Not really sure how that pertains very much.
Just like a baseball card or other collectibles. Here's one of the best parts. Each card comes with an automatic chance to win amazing prizes like dinner with me. I don't know if that's an amazing prize, but it's what we have. Or golf with you and a group.
I don't know if that's an amazing prize, but that's what we have. Just, oh man, dude, Trump's so funny. I don't know if he's just trolling or not the entire time. Man, what a strange guy. I don't know if that's an amazing prize or not. I'll tell you what, I'd do a dinner. I don't know, why not? Like, if in any case it's a free dinner, and then maybe he tells you weird stuff, you know what I mean? Because it's Donald Trump, so of course he's going to. So some of the prizes include a Miami dinner with Trump, a Mar-a-Lago group cocktail hour, a one-on-one meeting, play with Trump and friends at his golf course, individual Zoom call with Donald. I would definitely record that. That would be going on the channel. That would get me at least 4,700 views. So that's pretty cool. That's you know, at least 10 subscribers, right? Group Zoom session with number 45, hand signed memorabilia and golden edition signed e-trading cards. which this might actually be one of the best ones here because one of 25. I'm sure you could sell one of those NFTs for quite a bit, like much more than $99 at the very least. So you know what? I gotta say this is one NFT that I wish I actually had bought, because just $99, what are you gonna lose? Up to $99, like if these went to straight up zero value, or is it likely going to be more than that? I bet you could flip these right now. I should probably be on OpenSea right now and see how much these actually are flipping for right now. But I mean, $99 for a Trump NFT, you really don't have too much to lose on that one. I mean, it's better than, a lot of those NFTs out there. And I'm not a big fan of NFTs. I'm not going to lie. I never really have been, especially like art ones. But this is the only one that I'm a little envious that I didn't get, because I'm sure you could easily flip these for like 10 times basically what you paid for them. These are some of the pictures. It's not scrolling anymore. It was scrolling. But they're pretty ridiculous. Trump NFTs. That's crypto news for you guys. That's a real thing. Moving on. Binance outflows hit $6 billion now as Mazars, their auditor, halts proof of reserves work. So it's getting kind of bad for Binance. I don't mean to FUD. Perhaps Binance has been through some pretty bad times, and they still keep going. So is the crypto market in general. But man, Binance is just under fire. Like if you go to any crypto news site, you scour the internet, you're gonna find nothing but Binance FUD right now. It's not good. Outflows from Binance accelerated to $6 billion in the first half of this week, while accounting firm Mazars has halted its work on crucial proof of reserves reporting as the crypto exchange battles to avert a crisis of confidence. Binance, which suffered 1 billion outflows in a single day on Tuesday, is battling to reassure investors of its financial strength following the collapse of rival crypto exchange FTX. The exchange said on Friday that it had been hit with roughly $6 billion in net withdrawals between Monday and Wednesday. Mazars had produced proof of reserves reports for Binance and other exchanges, including Crypto.com and KuCoin, as they rushed to persuade nervous clients that they hold sufficient assets to match all customer deposits. I gotta say, KuCoin is another favorite exchange of mine. Coinbase and KuCoin are really the only two exchanges that I really enjoy. Kraken just feels like a Dollar General exchange. They did upgrade their engine, but I remember trying to trade on it in like late 2017 and early 2018, and it was so slow. It was like a website from 2003. It was really bad, but since they're a little bit better, and Gemini I don't even bother with because their fees are way too high. I'm not even sure why anybody trades on that platform, to be totally fair. But KuCoin, just classic, just a great exchange, really. I think they actually got hacked once and then just gave everybody the money right back immediately. And there was no screwing around. There was no like, we'll give you 10% over the course of, every 20 years kind of thing, like NiceHash tried to do and stuff. KuCoin, they just don't mess around. I enjoy KuCoin. However, the accounting firm said on Friday that it had paused its activity related to the provision of proof of reserves reports for entities in the cryptocurrency sector due to concerns regarding the way these reports are understood by the public. Yeah, I can understand that, considering that this firm, Mazars, was doing proof of work in such a way that, or proof of reserves, rather, in such a way that how Binance wanted them to do it. So that's basically cheating. You're basically fake. At that point, it doesn't really make any sense. Why even bother? And then they can't. You just can't prove anything like that. I really dislike the way these exchanges hire these auditing firms, and then they can only audit them the way that the exchange or Binance, etc., wants them to audit. That doesn't make any sense. That's like me hiring somebody to audit my own business. Like if the IRS was like, hey, your business doesn't seem legit, we're auditing you, and I'm like, no. I'm going to hire my own auditing firm. And when they get there, I just hand them a piece of paper that says everything is fine, written on it, like poorly in chicken scratch. And then they're just like, okay, like that's how we're going to do it. Like we're going to do it my way. And then they're like, okay. And like I hand them some various reports that semi-prove that I'm legit. And then they're like, okay. Like, so it wasn't, you didn't even bother. It wasn't a real firm in the first place. Why even bother? I don't understand. But Binance sort of under fire, not being audited properly, everyone fudding all over them. And again, I never liked Binance. I just didn't. I know that sounds like blasphemy in the cryptocurrency world because it's the largest exchange, most volume, etc. But I never liked trading on it. I was always a little leery of trading on it because if Binance ever goes down, you just not, I don't know. I just don't think you're getting the money back in Malta. And that goes with a bunch of different exchanges. It's not just Binance, there's like Crex, what was it? Crex 24. I think that exchange still exists. And, basically if you're going to use one of those, just like put money on it, get the coin that you wanted or sell the coin that you wanted for Bitcoin, etc., whatever you were going to do, and then just immediately transfer it off, right? That's the way it should go. You've got, 5 hours to do that. Just get it out of there. Binance has been around for a while. I hope they're still stable, but a lot of FUD. Moving on here, FTX creditor names could soon be revealed as judge allows media requests to move forward. So we're sooner or later here going to get some more information about FTX and the total losses, etc. A judge today agreed to allow media organizations to intervene in the FTX case and argue to have creditor names revealed. Judge John Dorsey, who was overseeing the case, said at a court hearing Friday that he would allow the New York Times, Dow Jones, Bloomberg, and the Financial Times to make their cases heard in January. So it'll be a little bit here, but we're getting more and more information from FTX as things go on here. We're gonna see a paper trail of extreme loss. I don't even think we have 20% of the story yet. At the previous bankruptcy hearing on November 22nd, Judge Dorsey said he wanted to keep the names and addresses of the top 50 creditors redacted for now to protect their identities, but last week the four news organizations filed a suit asking for the names to be revealed. The top creditors are owed an estimated $3.1 billion. That's just the top creditors, and of course that's probably the vast majority, obviously, this is the top 50. But $3.1 billion they're owed. 50 people are owed $3.1 billion in total. That's a lot. Following the collapse of the crypto exchange, described the counsel to FTX new management James Bromley as one of the most abrupt and difficult collapses in the history of corporate America. So that quote is strong. This is not in the history of cryptocurrency. You could argue that Mt. Gox was bigger because it was like a huge volume of Bitcoin, like I think like a quarter, a third or something like that of the total volume of Bitcoin. It might have been like 40%. It was all of it. Like it was the exchange that you would put your cryptocurrency on and trade. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was greater than like 40% of all Bitcoin. And over time, it had this leak in it. Somebody had this leak and they could just continue extracting Bitcoin over time. And the people in charge just weren't aware of it. And then when they were aware of it, they owed like 80,000 Bitcoin and they just couldn't do it. But this is one of the most abrupt and difficult collapses in the history of corporate America. It's bigger than Enron. It's bigger than the Bernie Madoff scandal, the Bernie Madoff Ponzi scheme, if you will. I think 3.1 billion is just the low ball here. I think there is so much more in assets that have been lost, that were leveraged. This is incredibly huge. This is one of the worst disasters in corporate America. I mean, they didn't have a ledger for their employees. You could have just walked in there and been like, "Oh yeah, I'm working here. I'm the new guy." Or you could just say that you've already been working here for months on end. They wouldn't know. They would have no way of knowing. They were just trading customer funds wildly. I watched a video where he bought like hundreds of thousands of dollars in some coin, and he didn't know what he actually bought. He was just like, "What did I just buy?" And somebody actually had to tell him or something like that. It was a quick clip, and Unbelievable. So FTX argues that publishing creditors' names could reveal private information, such as email or physical addresses. Once one of the most popular digital exchanges, FTX went bust last month. The company was so badly managed, its staff used consumer-level apps, Slack and QuickBooks, to handle the multi-billion-dollar behemoth's finances, according to the news CEO. They didn't even have their own software. They're just using QuickBooks and Slack for everything that they were doing. Stunning. Absolutely amazing. Moving on here. Sam Bankman-Fried in good spirits. I doubt that. I highly doubt that, actually. I wouldn't be. I'm not going to lie to you. I wouldn't be in good spirits. In rat-infested prison. 2 days after FTX founder and former CEO Sam Bankman-Fried was remanded into custody in Bahamian prison after being denied bail, prison officials claim the disgraced crypto entrepreneur is faring well. I'm doubtful of that. Like, press doubt button. So the prison in the Bahamas is one of the worst. It's a really, really bad prison. Like, I mean, if you think like a Russian prison is bad, like, go check out the Bahamian prison. He's in good spirits. Bahamas acting commissioner in corrections Don Clear told Bahamas paper. Yeah, I'm sure that the acting commissioner of corrections said that one of their prisoners is in good spirits. It would look pretty bad if you were the acting commissioner of corrections and you were like, nah, he's not in good spirits, and neither are any of our prisoners in our incredibly filthy, inadequate, rat-infested prisons. Nobody's doing very good, and we're not doing a very good job of it. So it just wouldn't look so good. So yeah, I would go with the good spirits if I was the acting commissioner. That's a better way to put it out there. On Tuesday evening, Bankman-Fried was processed at Bahamas' sole penitentiary, Fox Hill Prison, following his bail hearing. Since then, he's remained in the prison's sick bay, undergoing assessment of health and risk of self-harm. Such assessments determined typically in 2 days to which section of the prison an inmate will be transferred. It probably doesn't matter because they're all terrible, rat-infested, drippy, overcrowded prisons. Bankman-Fried will likely be kept in sickbay at least one extra day, prison officials said. Claire insisted that Bankman-Fried is being treated like any other inmate at the 1,000-person correctional facility, as evidenced by the fact that once billionaire is currently living in Foxhole's sickbay with 5 other inmates in a dorm-style setting. He isn't getting any special treatment. If the prison determines Bankman-Fried's either faces risks from other inmates or poses a particular risk himself, he could be sent to the maximum security. If he's determined to have precarious health issues, he may remain in the sickbay. Otherwise, he'll be jailed with the prison's general population. In 2021, a report by the U.S. State Department found conditions at Fox Hill Prison to pose significant human rights issues. This is coming from the United States, which has like the highest prison population on planet Earth, and has reasonable prisons. You know what I'm saying? Quite reasonable. My parents worked at a prison like for pretty much all their lives. My mother was a nurse and my stepfather was a corrections officer. And I had actually been in that prison a couple of times, not for legal issues, just for various issues, because my folks worked there over the years and I had stepped inside a couple of times. It wasn't too bad. I wouldn't want to be in prison, but so the United States saying significant human rights issues, you know it's pretty bad. The report cited extreme overcrowding, poor nutrition, and inadequate sanitation. Most of the prison cells, which measure 6 feet by 10 feet and house up to 6 inmates, have no mattresses or toilets. Inmates often sleep on the ground and use buckets to dispose of human waste. So most of the prison cells, they're only 6 feet wide by 10 feet deep. And they house up to 6 people in there. I mean, you wouldn't even be able to walk around because if you had beds and there were like 3 and then going down like further, you'd have like a 5-foot long bed and then another 5-foot long bed, which would take up to 100% of the cell. And then the beds would have to go out at least 2 or 3 feet, right? I mean, because otherwise you'd be sleeping kind of like this, and they'd have to be 3 high. How could you even fit 6 people in there? I mean, then you would only have like 3 feet of walking space, and where would your toilet and sink be? Wow. Okay. So those are pretty bad. Many cells were reported to have been infested with a combination of rats, maggots, and insects. So it's a pretty bad prison for a pretty bad guy who lost billions and billions of dollars. I don't suppose I really wish that on people, but it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on to coin market cap, BNB, not doing so hot. I got the 1 month chart over, and you can kind of tell when the Binance FUD has begun. And I mean, it's really within the last couple of weeks this Binance FUD has begun, and this audit started that was basically like a fake audit where they just want them to do what they're told, and then they have no responsibility of the appropriateness of their actions, etc., which just makes no sense. It's one of the stupidest phrases I've ever heard in business, and it's just going downhill. To be totally honest, most crypto is lately. Bitcoin sunk down below 17,000 again. Ethereum nearly below 1,200 again. It may have sunk below 1,200, but at currently it's just 1,206. So things not doing so good. Again, I don't think there's going to be any kind of super bullish run until probably late 2025, because we have the halving of Bitcoin in March of 2024, which is still far out. So if anything, we might have a small rally this summer, which is going to be quite ephemeral. Because that sometimes happens the year before a halving is what I've noticed throughout the charts, that there's this little explosion, and it doesn't last very long, and then we have a halving and nothing really happens so much. But about a year, 17-ish months later, like close to 2 years later, but more like 17 months on average, I would say, maybe like 15-ish. Because there's only been 3 halvings, to be fair. The last 2 halvings were 17 months later. We were at the high, and the very first halving, it took just exactly 1 year to meet the all-time high. And I don't think the first halving counts nearly as much as the second and the third, just because there was a lot more adoption on the second and third time around. So yeah, late 2025 is probably going to be another all-time high. And really, what I've been seeing with crypto lately is that many of these coins have not changed anybody's lives. Now, crypto itself might have changed your life in terms of how you invest and how you, quite frankly, gamble and how you mine, etc. But I'd say the vast majority, 90+% of people, are not using cryptocurrency to actually exchange value, to like go to a store and buy something with Bitcoin. You might exchange value in terms of, I put it on an exchange, I got money for it, or I got a different coin for it, but I don't think that's really what is counting here. Nobody's using these coins to actually go out and buy things. It's very rare. Even I personally have only done that a handful of times, actually bought something physical with Bitcoin, or Litecoin, or Ethereum, etc. However, so most of these coins are just not changing people's lives. We have all these tokens that were meant to change finance, change gaming, change how you interact with the world, and none of them have been successful so far in that regard. Now, the blockchains are nice and solid. It is solid programming on 90% of these coins. I'm not arguing that. What I am arguing is that most people consider cryptocurrency a pile of money being piled up while everyone runs and dances around the maypole, and it's who is going to take that pile of money first at the right time, and that's like 5% of people. What I'm arguing here is that we've seen the all-time high of like $64,000 in 2022. Or 2021 was that? Let's actually check. I don't remember the exact day. It was, yes, in November-ish of 2021. And we've seen this all-time high, 67, 64, 65-ish $1,000, somewhere around there, depends on where you check. And if you were to have gotten out then, or any time around here, honestly, any time around here, you'd be good to go. So really, what is the goal for you in crypto? Is it to get more fiat money to pay your bills, to get that Lambo, to get that house, to get your debt paid off? If it is, I would wait about 17-ish months after a halving and check the price then and see what's going on. Is there this massive climb in price that is happening within months, tops, a period of weeks that this happened? We were in September. By November, it was $67,000. Whenever you hear everybody piling in and you check the price every day and it's up 10%, it's up 10%, it's up 10%, there needs to be a point at which you go, okay, this is it for me. Because I've seen this before again and again and again. I've seen this, after, 16, 17 months after halving. It has happened several times so far in history. It might be time to bail. Now that's up to everybody else. That's not necessarily advice. I'm not telling you what to do here, but just look at the charts, look at the history. These all-time highs are insanely ephemeral. Now this was a little bit of an oddity, getting up to $60,000 and then going all the way down to 33 and then going back up to 60. Now it would have been great to sell there, buy there, and sell there again, but in retrospect you don't know that's happening. Even if you had sold here and then just continued to wait, it wouldn't have been much less than the actual true all-time high. But again, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That helps me out a lot. Sharing helps me out a lot. The like, bust that algorithm and just hit the like button. That's all I have for you guys. As usual, I'll see you guys next time.